and this is the first keyframe there, but that's not actually where it starts. Or, well, yeah, that is where it starts. I'm just not sure if that's where I want it to start, but I'm going to say yeah. So I'm going to end at, or start it at 14 seconds. Okay, so this might be a little bit confusing, maybe just because of the way I'm explaining it. Well, let's kind of review what we have here. So camera 1 starts at 0 seconds and ends at 4 seconds. We get 1 second of buffer time, and I'll explain what that means in a little moment. The next one, camera 2, starts off at 5 seconds and goes all the way to about 13 seconds. Then we have 1 second of buffer zone. Then camera 3 picks up at 14 seconds and plays all the way to about 19 seconds. And that'll be it. Let's give it about 2 seconds. So let's zoom in here a little bit. So 19 seconds, that means at 21 seconds we finish everything. So I'm going to take my red tick mark, and I was pretty close earlier in the previous video when I set this up. I threw this all the way to about 23, 24 seconds. Just wild guess. I had no idea this whole thing was going to take about 21 seconds. But there you go. I'm going to take the loop, set that all the way as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, awesome. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to properly animate director. Alright, so director is going to start off with camera 1 at 0 seconds. It's going to go to camera 4, and at camera 4 it should, well, no, we'll take it all the way to 5 seconds, which is where camera 2 is going to start. We're going to go to director, and we're going to hit enter to create a keyframe. And now what we want to do is we want to tell director, okay, now it's time for camera 2 to kick in. There we go. Now you'll see camera 2 kicks in. It's this magenta color, and there's shot 0020. So for 5 seconds we're going to have camera 1 visible, or we're going to be looking at the scene through camera 1, and then at 5 seconds we start looking at the scene through camera 2. And that's going to continue on until about right here, about 13 seconds, 14 seconds. This is where camera 3 is going to take over. So we'll click OK. So there's camera 3, and that'll go all the way until the end of our animation, which ends at 21 seconds. So while this thing's yellow here, we're going to have camera 1, then camera 2, then camera 3. And we can actually verify that if I move this over. Just have a look at the viewport there. Trying to take advantage, or trying to work with this little bit of real estate space. Okay, let me go ahead and let me play this. So we're looking at the preview, and before I continue, there is one thing I'd like to do. Uh-oh. I thought Unreal was going to crash on me for a second there. Let me actually go ahead and save this. Now I'm a little bit paranoid because I had a crash earlier that completely messed me up and made me have to go and do a bunch of work all over again. So I just saved. Okay, cool. Alright, in order to see this, you want to make sure that the director group has its little camera icon turned on. Make sure you're not using one of these, and that you're using the director group so we can actually see what this whole thing is going to look like, so we can preview it correctly. And uh-oh, looks like Unreal is getting a little bit unstable again. Not good. Okay, so Unreal did crash on me. I'm going to go ahead and keep pushing forward. Not sure why it's crashing so often. Not sure if it's the effects demo project, or I did install a new, more powerful video card in this machine the other day, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Who knows? Anyway, good thing I saved my work, and that's why we always save. So I'll make sure that this director group has its little camera icon turned on. This way I can actually see it in action. And let's go ahead and let's hit, well, before I hit anything, let me just turn on game view, and let's go ahead and play this. We're not going to loop it, we're just going to play once and see what we have. Pretty cool. Looks up. The next camera shot takes over automatically, pans across, pretty cool, stops. Second later, this camera shot takes over, and then we get the depth of field effect. This could be a little bit better, I know, but serves the purpose of the tutorial. And that's pretty much it. The whole thing then finishes. Cool. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to end this one here, and we'll see what else we can do in the next one.